Welcome everyone to a rather different video on Evil Dead the game, tips and tricks you can use to increase your chances in winning games. But before we get right into it, like and subscribe if you're new here, comment down below any tips and tricks you guys want to share that helps you win games. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. It's basically a bad idea to use guns right off the start of the level, as it alerts the demon player of our whereabouts. So a tip for you would be to grab any melee weapon that you can find and just use melees all the way until you find either all 3 map pieces or until the demon player finds you. Now usually there is a good way to handle a demon player when they find you, like there's tips and tricks and I'll show you later on in the video. But remember that the demons does not know your exact location and can only go based on process of elimination or lucky chance of them spotting you. And yeah, there is a video out there that helps demons find survivors a lot faster. So hopefully this video will help you deal with that as well. Now I see this happen a lot as well, where we tend to greed for loot because of a house that has so much loot in it while the demon is harassing us. And one thing you have to really do in order to kind of go around that is really loot what you can and then get out. Don't try to greed for loot because that's going to cost you, especially since some of the houses tend to have like this tight little space that if you get body blocked, you can potentially end the run like that easily. Like, because people are going to try to get you inside a house that you're down in, and then they're all going to go down because the house is just a terrible spot. Or it can be any little things, like just small little corridor or just a small little narrow space can cost anyone the run because they're stuck. And you know what, the demons can take advantage of that, and it's just the way the game works, really. Sometimes you gotta work around that, so know how to loot. Just don't loot for everything. I know you're gonna see a little gameplay of me and of me just getting harassed by this one demon who was on me the entire run, I guess. And you're gonna see me how I handled it, what I did, all that good stuff. So hopefully that'll help, but we'll see. Another good tip is sticking together. Once a demon finds you, find the nearest teammate and just stick together. Now, I ended up doing something completely opposite, only because I was able to kind of do it. I was playing Kelly, and what I did was I found the nearest vehicle. Like, I just drove away. Thankfully, the one person that was next to me was Pablo. Now, for those of you who don't know, Pablo cannot be seen by the demon. The demon has to be really close to Pablo to see him. So I was able to get away from Pablo without worrying about him because the demon was on me, because the demon doesn't know that Pablo's near me. So fortunate for me, when I got the vehicle, I just drove away without having to worry about Pablo, which is great. Now, there is a risk to doing that because, you know, what if the demon just catches you and he just downs you, I guess, you know, like he just downs you and no, now your whole teammate has to run to you to pick you up. And yes, there are some risks to it, but not if you know how to handle it. Like, for instance, me, I like playing Kelly because she's a safe pick for me. I like her active allows me to infinitely dodge. So if I can waste the demon's time as much as I can, it'll be great for the team to find the map. And you'll see what I did exactly to waste the demon's time, pretty much. Alright, so here's a clip of me playing Kelly. I was near Pablo. This is the clip that I was telling everybody about in my previous little tips and tricks at the end. I was with Pablo. Now, thankfully, the other two were trying to find the map pieces. The demon found us already, so I'm going to play this clip and we'll pretty much go through it. So I'm pretty much running. He puts a lot of fear traps down, yada yada. He wants to keep me with my fear high. Pablo is like right up ahead. However, I tend to try to get away from Pablo right here, so he doesn't know where Pablo is at the moment. So I guess he's trying to find Pablo, but he can't. So he pretty much lets go of me, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm free. I get to play again. So I try to run away from Pablo a little bit, but Then I had this one basic on me, so I wanted to kill him, but he possesses it here in just a few seconds. Because I got annoyed because he was just hitting me. Okay, so this is the one thing you don't want to do, is that you don't want to fight the possessed demons because they are annoying. And I use my active just to dodge my way to the car. Unfortunately, I don't get into it because I get interrupted. So I try to dodge my way around the car. I get hit one more time before finally getting into the vehicle. And I drive off into the sunset, or into the night, I guess. So here I am driving. This is the one thing you want to take notes, is notice how I look at the minimap and I see a vehicle up ahead. In my head, I know that he's going to possess this vehicle. And then he's going to try to, I guess you could say, collapse on me and try to get me down. So now, what I do exactly right here, which you'll see, I drive normally, I don't know what I'm doing. I drive right next to the vehicle right here, and then I stop. And he possesses it, bam. So I drive into this one, or I hop into this one, and then I just drive again. And I'm just driving and driving, and I do the same thing. I'm pretty much, what my goal is in this game, because he found us so early, is to waste the demon's time as much as I can for my team to find all 3 map pieces. We found one right now. They're on their way to getting the second one. At first, I was calling my teammates to help me, but then I decided, you know what? It's better if I just do this method and try to waste the demon's time. You hear him that he's right behind me. He's still on me because he only found me. So I just try to do my best, get away from my teammates, and then I find another vehicle, like right next to me. So I try to be like, oh wait, I don't know what I'm doing. He possesses it, and I drive off to I walk to the other vehicle, which should be up north right here, or east, I should say. And I drive into it, and he possesses it again. So I go back to the other one. Now, unfortunately, yeah, that one is turned around. So he, for whatever reason, stopped possessing this one. So I went into it, bam, driving, being a nuisance. Now, I don't know if the demon saw the other 2. I don't think so. I'm hoping that he didn't. So I really wanted that common chest too. However, I just decided to ignore it because I knew the demon was behind me. So what I did was I kept driving into Terminal Station. Now, this is the part where it gets very interesting. Now, for those of you who are familiarized or you know the map layout and all this, Terminal Station is a good place to loot because it has a lot of stuff. So I open up as much crate because I don't hear him. I don't know where he's at. So I'm like, okay, cool. I missed a shot here because I'm a Papega, like always. I open these 2 crates to get the pink. I don't really put points yet because I just need to rush this because I don't know if he's gonna come back to me or not. So I do what I can and just loot. That's all you do. I just loot as much as I can. As much as I can until you hear him. Decided to use the amulet because that's when I started hearing him. So I go for the Shems right here. I saw that blue chest, but unfortunately I wasn't going to be able to get it. Not with this demon on me. Then I pretty much drove into this one. And I just kept doing that for the rest of the game because there really is no point in me trying to fight his demons. Like, he's just going to keep spawning more and more, and you make the mistake in fighting every single demon that he spawns and that he possessed. So the good strategy here is to keep vehicle hopping, going to different locations, trying to loot as much as you can. Don't loot too much though, because he might be on you in a few seconds, minutes, or I don't know if he even stopped. So I just kept going. Luckily, this is actually very unlucky for the demon because the dagger is right next to me and the others were also nearby. So I decided to try to start it, and he ends the game. This is one good way to starve the demon of pretty much their levels, because the demon makes a mistake in trying to go after that one player that's just going to vehicle hop. He could have just kept going after the other players, but instead he went after me, which is great because this is a good, I guess you could say a good lesson for me to experiment, if you may. Like, I wanted to try out this strategy because I've been trying this out for so many games, and it worked out for me. Like, I honestly, most of these games, I did the same thing, and it made demons starve for level because they have two choices here. They either go after you and you starve them for levels and time, or they ignore you and you get to go around the map, loot as much as you can, come back to the team and drop whatever it is that you found. That's the beauty of it. Now, granted, it's a little bit flawed here and there, the strategy, because sometimes there's a very, very good demon knows a way around this kind of strategy. So I'm still tinkering here and there with how to, get better with it, or try to tweak the strategy a little bit here and there. So, this is a good way to showcase how I handle certain demons that kind of find me early. This is the one thing that I think most people need to kind of try to adapt to other weapon types, because the problem is that half the people are using the same weapon types as you. You're gonna exhaust everyone of ammo. And that is unfortunately true, because sometimes when I play Kelly and I have, a leader or a warrior type using a boomstick and I'm using a hunting rifle, we're all going to utilize the same ammo. Now, granted, I do have my teammates drop ammo, people who I play with, they drop me ammo so that I can still pump out the damage that I need to pump out. But for people who solo queue, it's always a good idea to understand that, yeah, okay, the Cheryl is using a shotgun, the leader Ash is using a hunting rifle. I'm playing Kelly, so what am I gonna do? I'm going to try to find a blunderbuss or try to find a handgun, and if someone else is using a handgun, then I'm gonna just stick with a special weapon type, a blunderbuss. Normally, I don't see many people using a blunderbuss, which is great, because I actually started just now recently using a blunderbuss, because I feel like that weapon is very strong, honestly. A lot of people don't give it enough credit, but at first I didn't give it enough credit. I was like, damn, this gun is whack. Like, it takes so long to reload. One shot, and if I missed, then you can see me miss a lot, But it is what it is. Nobody's perfect, right? So what I try to do is I still use the blunderbuss, the crossbow, and even the saw blade. A lot of people still downplays the saw blade as well. I don't think it's that of a bad weapon. I mean, if you find one, I'd say use it, cause why not? But if you find a blunderbuss or a crossbow, and you have other people using, handguns or revolver and shotguns and hunting rifle, boomsticks and double barrel, whatever, just try to use a different weapon type. That way, at least you can still pump out damage, and you're not gonna exhaust any one of their ammo, even picking up ammo for them and dropping it for them who needs whatever, so that they can also keep doing damages as well. It's just a better way to, I guess, understand more of a teamwork oriented, or having like this synergy going, like this, just a synergy going, really, just so that you can maintain a more damage, I guess, or no, not damage, but resources, like, won't be as scarce, or you won't exhaust people of their resource, especially when you have two hunters, and we've had two hunters before, so definitely want to try to utilize different weapon types, so that way you guys don't exhaust each other of the same ammo usage. I hope this really helps. I mean, honestly, hopefully new players that come by and checks this video out, and they have a more understanding. There are still a lot of things that needs to get fixed, a lot of things that needs to get addressed in this game, whether I'm talking the more bug related or balance related. I'm looking forward to the next patch, and I'm hoping that the next patch addresses most of these issues. From what I've seen, I don't know if this is true, there's gonna be a lot of new goodies, new survivors, new demon, and there's gonna be a new map. Now, the new map was already officially announced, so we are getting a new map. Now, the new demon and new survivor has yet to be announced, so I'm hoping that we get something a little bit more different, something that's a little bit more fun, that adds more to the game. I know I've been keeping up with leaks little leaks, minor here and there. But they're just leaks, so they're not really officially announced. But they are leaks that might potentially be in the game in the future. Who knows? If you're interested, I'll definitely leave links down below to those Twitter pages that might potentially have some interest. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching this video and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Later.